9/19/2024. We're in the Wei Liaozi, just now entering chapter 10, the sources of officialdom. Verse 1. There's 6 verses, so we'll get through all of them right now. Verse 1. Officials manage affairs and act as the foundation of order. The laws divide the people into the 4 groups. This has some subtext. The 4 groups are the officials, farmers, artisans, and merchants. Central to dispensing order. The noble, the high-ranking, the rich, and the well-salaried must be named appropriately, since they embody respect and modesty. Number 2. Rewarding the good, punishing the bad, and correcting the laws are the tools for organizing and stratifying the people. Sharing out wells and land equally and regulating the levies are the measures for taking and giving. Leading artisans prepare the laws for the use of equipment and tools that benefit artisans and laborers. Dividing the land and occupying the crucial locations remove oddities and prevent wanton behavior. Verse 3. Protecting the laws and examining their limits are the duties of subordinates. The ruler highlights the laws and examines their effects. To draw attention to the responsibility of the bureaucrats and to order things by their level of significance is the duty of the ruler and his ministers. Making rewards clear and strictly handing out punishments are the techniques for stopping malice. Deciding when paths should be opened and closed and protecting the way, or protecting the Tao, is the essence of government. Making clear and strictly handing out punishments are techniques for stopping malice. I equate this to the disciplined voice that's in your head, right? To stop the laziness or the malice or the bad things from happening. When you're in the middle of doing something wrong, or you're in the middle of committing a sin or something like that, you may not have had the intention to start, but once you catch yourself, right, you have to have that discipline to punish yourself in whatever form or fashion that requires. Verse 4. When messages from below reach superiors, they must be acknowledged with the utmost intelligence. Knowing how much the state possesses allows one to decide how to use what is left over. Knowing the weakness of others is to embody strength. Knowing the movement of others helps to decide when to be peaceful. Right? Knowing what others are moving towards, doing, trying to get done, that can help you decide, right? You have to be aware of the enemy's position, because if they're not pressing to attack, then it can be time to be peaceful. But if they're getting close, gaining ground, making you feel more and more precarious, then now is not the time to be peaceful and rest on your laurels. 5. Officials are divided between the civil and martial. Only the king is capable of both. The vessels for the rituals are reserved for meetings with the Son of Heaven. The technique for holding proper discussions is to prevent traveling debaters and spies from entering the court. Traveling debaters, internet trolls. 6. And the last verse for chapter 10. All the feudal lords have their ritual for paying respects to the Son of Heaven. Generation after generation, rulers and ministers follow the orders of the king. When someone recreates the rites of Li, the Li were, and this as some subtext, the Li were the forms and rituals of proper behavior that were gradually codified in a system similar to the code of chivalry of medieval Europe. The word originally meant a religious sacrifice, but came to encompass all forms of human interaction and social behavior, right? So the rites of Li, or the Li, right? This is the way that we are. This is our natural state of being, of kindness, of golden rule, right? The good things that you do, holding the door for people, being polite, being kind. These are the things that generate a good society that is worth protecting. So when someone recreates the rites, or alters the conventional, or acts against the king's celebrated virtue, then the king has every right to attack them. When officials have no affairs to govern, when superiors have no rewards to hand out, when people have no lawsuits, when the state has no commerce, this is the epitome of a king's rule. What I have highlighted and said above should be beaten into the king's ears, right? So for a business owner, you are the metaphorical king of your business. And so if your superiors have no rewards to hand out, if there's no affairs for the officials to govern, right, the project managers or the leaders or department heads, when the people have no lawsuits, I'm not sure what that means, but when the state has no commerce, this is the like when the state has no commerce, there's no money coming in. So when the business has no business, you're not making money. When he says this is the epitome of a king's rule, he means this is the king's fault. The king needs to be able to create commerce, to create jobs, to create things that the officials, these affairs that they have to manage. And so, with that said, leave your comments below, like, and subscribe.